Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Nutmeg Notebook Kitchen. We're so glad that you can be here with us today. I'm Tami, the creator of Nutmeg Notebook, and I've got Tom over here to my side, and he's checking and making sure sound and video is looking good. So who do we have in the chat today moderating? Tom, I haven't even pulled that up to look yet. Oh, Randy's here. Randy, thank you so much for being here today. That's totally awesome. We're so excited for today. If you guys want to ask questions, you can do that in the chat feed. We just ask that you preface them with 3 question marks and end with 3 question marks. That'll just help those questions pop out to Tom here. And did you want to say something, babe?
Yeah, sound is good. I can see we might have a couple of lighting adjustments because your forehead seems a little shiny.
It is like, what's up with that?
I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I know I'm very white, but this is ridiculous.
Did you change brands of makeup? Or,
I did not.
Or maybe the guy didn't set the light.
Maybe the guy didn't set the light quite right. Maybe the guy could take care of that.
Talk to him for you.
Could you?
Okay.
Could you take care of that?
All right. Well, I'm gonna slide off screen here and let Tami introduce our guest.
Okay, but you're gonna bring her on as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you back on. Tami can. I just want to come say hi. I'm gonna be over here. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, so I'm very excited that we have Rachel Detroit with us today. You may have seen earlier when we were doing the bundle that we collaborated together, and we just hit it off really great. And she's wonderful, and she's a plant-based coach, and she's passionate about a plant-based lifestyle, and she's a recipe creator. And if you want to find a coach, I highly recommend Rachel. She's so kind and sweet. And welcome to the Nutmeg Notebook Kitchen again.
Hey. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure. So Tom's playing with the lights.
Randy said that your forehead was shiny because you're so bright.
Well, I'm not sure that that's a compliment. And with Randy,
I'll take it.
Take it. And with Randy, you never know. So hey, you've got potato dishes for us today, and so many of us love potatoes. I eat potatoes just about every day. For starch, they're one of my favorites. Tom eats a lot of rice. He loves rice, but I'm a real potato girl. So are you as well, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm way a potato girl, sweet potato, regular, way before rice. I'm with you, Tami. Sorry, Tom.
Me too. I don't know. He's the rice guy. So, he's coming on.
I do have control of who's on screen and who's not.
There will be no punishment here.
So rice feeds the world. Potatoes only feed some of the world.
Oh, well,
okay.
Rice has its place in a plant-based diet as well. There's just some of us do like the root vegetables even more than.
Yeah.
And you don't seem to reach for the potatoes as much, unless I make them special or something.
Air fried.
You do like them air fried.
That comes out of the air fryer quickly can go in my mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Well, talk to us about Lebanese food. So you are Lebanese, and I don't know that I've ever actually had Lebanese food. So talk to us about what kind of food do they eat in Lebanon and so forth.
Yeah. So in Lebanon, and in the Mediterranean cuisine in general, there's a lot of really fresh vegetables. So we're talking parsley, cucumbers, tomatoes, potatoes, okra, a lot of really fresh eggplant, and everything is homegrown. So my aunt that lives in Lebanon, I mean, she grows her own apples, her own everything that you could imagine, she grows. He's got you. I love that. I just love that. He just comes in for the win.
They don't know what.
And the rest of the people don't know what happened.
Oh, sorry.
Rachel, no, that's okay. Rachel can see me.
Rachel, I put you on full screen so that I could discreetly remove a little piece of fuzz from the tip of Ben's nose, and you
So
totally drained the bathtub.
you guys got to tell me that. I'm still new on this thing, so I won't do that again.
No, that
Yeah.
was funny. That was
So
hilarious.
I don't know if she can see when we go full screen or not. So yeah.
No, she can still see. She can still see me.
Yeah.
She sees me, right? You see me the whole time when you're looking at on
whole
the
time.
Zoom. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
she
Oh,
gets to see me the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I took Tami off screen so I could take care of that nose business there. But
I should have
but
known better.
thank you for sharing with everyone.
Sorry. All right, back to these
It's okay,
potatoes
'cause
here.
we
So,
just have fun. We're here to have fun.
right? Right. So in the Middle Eastern culture, in the Mediterranean culture, a lot of the food you'll like hummus, and hummus is like right the American pronunciation, but it's like a chickpea with tahini, which is ground sesame paste. They use a lot of olive oil, right? And me being whole food plant based, I want to eat these traditional foods that I grew up eating, like what I'll show you guys here. And I want to eat these things, but I'm not going to eat the oil. Like I'm not willing to, and my family will say like, well, what about olive oil? It's from Lebanon. No oil from any country. It's just not any country, you know? So there's a lot of really fresh ingredients. If I had to like put it in one thing, it would be fresh. If I had to call it one topic, everything is fresh, whether it is vegetarian, vegan, or not, it's always fresh.
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah.
So basically Mediterranean food. So, which I've eaten a lot of Greek food. So very similar then to that. And sounds wonderful. So tell us about these potato dishes.
Yeah, so I have two different versions of, and it's so easy to make. So this one is called Batata Mutabal. So I'll say it again, batata, which means potatoes.
Ah,
Mutabal means like mixed in a garlic olive oil sauce, except Rachel Detroit doesn't use oil. So I make things mutabal and I do it without oil. So in this dish, what I did is I cubed up some potatoes. They're just yellow potatoes. I cubed them up and I put them in an air fryer until they were brown. So for me, it was 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and I gave them a nice shake in the middle. That's how my air fryer is. And then I'll show you what tools I used. So this right here, perhaps it's like a mortar and pestle kind of thing, but this is from Lebanon, from my aunt in Lebanon, and we call it mdet. And so what it means is mdet means like pound, crush. So what you use it for is to crush the garlic. So in this dish, I have this cloves of garlic, about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic in this dish. I put it in my little Turkish coffee cup for display. So it's about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, and then like two lemons juiced. And here's where people get to decide, do they want to use salt or not? So if folks are focusing more like to reduce salt, you can put some maybe black pepper on the bottom to pound it so that way the garlic doesn't slip and slide. But if you do eat salt, you could do a couple cracks and put it on there, and then you add in your lemon, throw your potatoes, your air fried potatoes, and then I have some chopped parsley, and it's just like a really light, easy, delicious, full of flavor salad, little potato salad.
I love
this
it.
is-
And I love lemon and garlic together. So that would be wonderful.
And the cool thing too, this version, what we call mutabal, basically made in garlic sauce, you can put any vegetable in it. So you make the garlic sauce, you'll have your garlic cloves and you'll have your lemon, your salt or no salt, whatever fits your lifestyle. And then you'll put, let's say you want to put Brussels sprouts in there, however you cooked them, put them in there and mix it all up. Or if you have green beans or cubed eggplant or chickpeas. It's like you can make anything that way. It's so versatile.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
And I like, yeah, I like that we can use other
Yeah.
things with it as well.
Stephanie has a
So
question over
we
there.
have a question from Stephanie for you. She wants to know if you make falafel or tzatziki sauce.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, falafel. Falafel is one of the next things I'm gonna make for. I'm doing like a little Mediterranean series, and falafel is it's so near to me because I love tahini, and it goes all over there. Yeah.
Right, right. Oh, well, tell people, are you doing it, your cooking series on the same day at the same time every week? And where
Yeah,
can
so
they?
I do every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I do plant-based Mediterranean series where I highlight a small side dish that's really easy, really accessible. And it's all my family's food. Like this is all the food. Then I'll get into right now I'm doing for Mediterranean, I'm focusing on my culture, my family. Then I'm going to get into the Greek Mediterranean and the different bowls and just kind of highlight the different countries in the area. And I'm super excited. I'm going to have a couple classes too, where I can just show more in depth, like the yogurts and the. I'm really passionate about this culture. It's super fun.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. So Rachel, is that going to be on your YouTube channel, on Facebook? Where can people go to find that on
Yeah.
Wednesdays? And
So
it's right before we go on. So it's a perfect segue into our show as well.
yes. I stream on Facebook Live, Rachel Detroit Coaching, and on YouTube, Rachel Detroit Coaching, both. So both.
Okay, and I think Tom's got links for you down below underneath the show. So where it says more, you guys, more, or it might be a down arrow, click on that and we have links there so that you'll be able to find Rachel. Tom, was there another question?
Yeah, it may have scrolled off by now. Let me back up here and find it.
Okay, so tell us
Yeah, here
about.
it is, plants to the rescue. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Do you yeah, it just scrolled off screen. It says, do you use sumac in a lot of your foods? Just discovered this spice. It is my new absolute favorite spice.
Yes, I love it. So it's spelled Sumac. Sumac is what it looks like, and the pronunciation in Arabic would be Samat, and it's a lemony, tangy. It's a very bright spice, and yeah, I use it a lot. It's delicious.
And it's kind of
Yeah,
purple in color, isn't it? Kind of really deep eggplant purplish.
exactly.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so because it has that sour flavor to it, which is close to the taste buds for salty on your tongue, it kind of tricks your taste buds a little bit into thinking that the food is salty when actually it's a little bit sour, but it gives you that little bit of, I don't know, zing, I guess, that like salt does, don't you think?
Absolutely, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like a lemony, salty. It is a trickster. You're right.
Yeah, it just kind of works that way. So I was talking to Nick from Local Spicery about it one time and I said, oh, it's kind of has a salty flavor. And he looked at me and he was like, salty? And he was like, it's sour. And I said, I know, but it tricks my brain into thinking that I'm having salt. And he was like, oh, I was like, I hadn't thought of that. So Wendy Morris says, I thought sumac was poisonous.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about that because if you go outside, so in Michigan where I live, it grows on trees. And if you get the one that just like randomly grows on the tree, do not eat that. Yeah, absolutely. It's poisonous for sure. And like the ones that are made into spices, I don't know exactly the process of like what goes on or where they obtain it from, but just like randomly in the woods, yeah, don't eat it.
Yeah,
Like
Oh,
in
that's
hiking,
so
there's poison
interesting.
ivy, poison oak, and somewhere in the Midwest, we had to worry about poison sumac as well.
Oh, I don't
We
even
and we called
remember
it,
that.
we were from Nebraska, so we called it sumac. So Susan had a
Ah,
question. She asked if you routinely or successfully freeze hummus. So we're making this hummus, the assumption that you make hummus, but
She does.
do you make it and then freeze it?
It never lasts to freeze it. I've never tried it. And my family, we've never frozen it either. Because again,
Because
what
you
I
like
said
it
earlier,
fresh. You
and
like
it
it fresh.
doesn't last. Yep.
Right. Well, I have frozen it and it does it freezes really well. And I actually learned that from Drina Burton, who is a very popular plant-based cookbook author. And she makes it in big batches and then freezes it because she's got 3 kids. And that way she always has it.
You
And
freeze it for air travel.
And I freeze it when we're going to travel because most of the time when you go through security for the airport, they won't let hummus go through. But if it's frozen, they'll let it go through. But if it's just in the container, they'll confiscate it. And so I freeze it ahead of time. And if it's frozen, then they'll let me take it through. And then for our return trip, what I do is before we leave, I make hummus and then I put it on a dehydrator sheet, spread it out really thin, and I dehydrate it. And then I put it through my food processor and turn it into a powder once it's all dry. That way on the return trip home, all we have to do is buy some bottled water and we add that bottled water to the dehydrated hummus and we buy veggies and we've got hummus.
That is the coolest, most innovative thing I have ever heard anyone do. That is so brilliant. I love it.
And it's not fresh. It wasn't just made, but otherwise we wouldn't have it. And, it's hard to buy in those situations, like when you're traveling. At home, we can find some brands that don't have oil in them, that just have the tahini in them. But when we're traveling, it's much more difficult. And so, it just works out really well. So if we get some veggies and we can buy some fresh fruit, and then I'll usually take some like Mary's Gone crackers or something like that when we travel. And then we have our hummus and that makes a meal for us when we're traveling.
That's such a great idea. It can be so difficult to figure out like, what am I going to eat? And anything you buy in the store is like, ugh, so that's
It
such a
works
good
good.
idea. I'm
Thanks.
going to do the freezer thing. I'm going to definitely freeze it and travel with it. I love that idea.
Absolutely. Because then you can put it, like if you take a salad, you can take a salad, they'll let that go through TSA. And then you can, once that hummus thaws out, you can put it on your salad or take crackers or whatever. Yeah, works good. We've traveled a lot since we have been whole food plant-based. And so we've learned a lot of tricks along the way.
Yeah, that's a really good. I love that. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
awesome. Cool.
Well, tell us
Yeah.
about your next potato dish.
Yeah. So this one is it's a spicy one. So it's called Batata Harra, and that basically means potatoes spicy. And so basically it's the same thing, right? So we put the garlic cloves in the bottom, we smash it with this. Really, we want to smash them. If you like salt, put salt. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And then inside of it, so we have Aleppo pepper, and I just ordered this on Amazon. It's like nothing super crazy, but Aleppo pepper, what it is, it's a little bit different than a red pepper flake, but it's going to be less spicy than a red pepper flake. And it's going to be bright. It's going to be a little bit tangy. And it's kind of got some cuminy undertones in it. So about a half teaspoon of Aleppo pepper. I put a half teaspoon of cumin and a half teaspoon of red paprika, smoked paprika, which is red. And then I have the lemon and the garlic in here. And then I put parsley and my air fried potatoes that you could bake, you could boil, whatever tickles your stomach. And then I just mixed it all up and we got these delicious spicy potatoes.
Yum. That really looks delicious.
Yeah. And you
I
can
like it.
do it
I like
really
it
with
with
any
the,
veggie.
oh, with any veggie, you could do that one too. And a lot of people don't like the heat. So if that Aleppo pepper isn't really hot, that would be great.
Yeah. It's like a middle between that red pepper flake and um, it's a really nice middle place to be. And it's
Yeah.
originated in Syria. So if we're talking, but it's commonly used in a lot of Mediterranean places. And I read another thing that said that it's really delicious on avocado toast. So it's really versatile.
That would
Yeah.
be nice. Okay, I think I might have a bag of that in my pantry. It seems like I bought it for another recipe and then I didn't know what else to do with it. So now I know what else to do with it. Wendy says, will this be replayed? Yes, Wendy. All of our lives are always available for replay. As soon as we are done with the show, it will appear on YouTube and you will be able to rewatch it.
She also asked about are the recipes somewhere? Wendy was asking. Right
Oh,
here.
do
Wendy
you
wants-
have the written recipes available anywhere for the viewers?
Yeah, they're on my Facebook page. So they'll be posted with some pictures on my Facebook and on my Instagram.
Okay, great. So you guys can
Yeah.
go to Rachel Detroit Coaching on Facebook or Instagram. Awesome. So what does a typical day of eating look like for you, Rachel?
Ooh. Yeah, so a lot of fun and a lot of joy. And it always starts with a smoothie. Always, I'll start with my smoothie, and I've been playing with cabbage or spinach in it lately, and I've been really enjoying purple cabbage with berries and banana, and it just makes the color just so beautiful, and I think that's part of my fun. So I start with the smoothie, and then from there I'll have a little snack. Sometimes it'll be some fruit or some veg, but just a light snack to keep the metabolism moving. And then for lunch, so today, and I don't do pancakes all the time, but I love using chickpea flour to make pancakes because it's chickpeas and it's really high in protein, really high in fiber. It's like eating a plate of beans with syrup. So, um, but like for example, yesterday I had a cabbage salad with some refried beans. Today I had the pancakes for lunch. It's balance, pancakes and
Right.
berries. And then and if I want something in between, it'll be like an apple or some other kind of veggie, like a light snack. I don't like to um, restrict too hard of like you have to, because it's beautiful plant food. And then for dinner, I'll keep it light and well-rounded. I'll make sure I love lentils, so I'll have some lentils. I'll have a green with it. I'm just the green queen, so I will put greens like the other day, I was experimenting with my pancakes that I love so much. I was like, I bet I can put cabbage in these. And so I was just, and so I did. I was like, I'll get this right next time. But, so I love cruciferous vegetables. I love cabbage. So for dinner, I'll have some type of cruciferous vegetable salad kind of thing with some beans. I love lentils because of the iron and the protein and the starch, the rich starch in it. And then I am a banana and ice cream like lover. So I make sure to treat myself to like chocolate banana and ice cream um, not when I deserve it, because I always deserve it, when I would like it.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah.
So is that a different treating yourself like that and not restricting food? Are those new habits that you created when you went plant-based?
Yeah, I've always, my whole life, in seventh grade, I drank Slim Fast. So I always had this like, convoluted idea of what it meant to be healthy. First off, no blame against anyone who was buying the Slim Fast, but who bought the Slim Fast? But, um, but so And now in adulthood, in this journey, what I'm seeing is that when I restrict in ways that are like really harsh, I want to binge eat. I want to, it's almost like there's like a little kid inside of me that's like, you're not stopping me from eating. I'll eat everything. So I keep it, I have the guidelines, right? I know what's an appropriate amount of food. I follow Dr. Michael Greger. He does a lot of research of the daily dozen, and I can see like what's appropriate. But for me, I'm not going to eat, 4 grains in a day. It just doesn't feel good for me, So I judge it and I stay within parameters in terms of like freedom eating, if that makes sense. Like I don't overindulge because I know it's not good for me. And what I really want to do is make sure like my journey on this earth is to take care of Rachel. Like that's, and so when I overdo it, I'm not taking care of her,
Right. And I love that because, some people have told me, well, when I have a really hard day, I want to treat myself. And so I let myself have something that isn't exactly healthy, but that's not really treating yourself, So you have to love yourself enough that you want to make healthy choices. And we still get treats. We can just do them in a healthier way. So it's a matter of changing that mindset. So that's really awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Sandra has a question back to the recipes. She wants to know if the potatoes are added hot or cold to the rest of the ingredients.
When I made it, these ones were cold due to the timing, and these ones were hot. So it doesn't affect the flavor too much, and it doesn't really matter.
And so you can eat these dishes either hot or cold. So you could make them hot originally and eat it hot, but then if you decide to pull it out of the fridge and load it on a salad or a chopped salad or in a Buddha bowl and you want it to be cold, you could eat it cold too.
Absolutely.
I love cold potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, these are cold right now, and they will be just as good as if they were hot.
So Susan says, Rachel, that she can't find the recipes on your Facebook page. Do you know, like, is there a specific post that you can tell her to look in? And how far down would it be from the top?
Yeah.
Or Tom found it.
Well, I'm on there now. So I've got your, your nice page here. And then here's talking about the potatoes here. We could click
Well, let
on
me
there.
tell you guys.
Okay.
We have one employee at Rachel Detroit Coaching, and you're looking at her. So as soon as she gets off this, she's going to take a photo shoot with the beloved potatoes and then get it right on there. So click like, and you'll definitely see it.
That's a great answer.
Great. Perfect. I understand that as well. I am the only social media person here. I do all of the Instagram and Facebook and Goodself and
things happen. And in case somebody is, well, I know that there's some folks here that were here last week. I forgot to go back into our live stream last week post show because I have to do you have to kind of manage what Google and YouTube do in terms of their little ads they put on your YouTube videos. And if you don't go in and actively tell them, no, you can, on an hour video, I'll give them, 2 minutes, one at 20 minutes and another one at 40 minutes or something. Well, while I forgot to do that. And while I was away, they put like an ad every 4 minutes. There were like 20 ads on an hour and 15-minute show. It was horrible. I thought, oh my goodness, if anybody was going to watch that, then they wouldn't, because every 4
minutes there'd be a commercial.
There would be a commercial. So I thought, oh my goodness, I forgot to. So even when there's 2 of us, sometimes the guy forgets to go in and do his maintenance to keep Google and YouTube under control. Otherwise, they get carried away.
Thank you, Tom.
So my apologies to anybody that encountered that. I work hard to prevent those things from happening.
Okay, so we've got more questions for you, Rachel. Wendy would like to know, what air fryer do you recommend? And somebody else wanted to know, Renee wants to know, do you season the potatoes with anything before you air fry them?
Yeah, really good question. So the air fryer that I use is one that was gifted to me. It's like an Emerald Live air fryer that I can show you the piece to it. But then I'm going to recommend, right? So I don't necessarily recommend, and it like goes inside this big tube thing. I mean, I'm grateful it was gifted to me, but actually I bought my parents this air fryer from Tami's page. You had put it, it was like very nice air fryer. It was like $300 or something, or like it was on sale. Breville, is that what the
The
brand is?
Breville.
The
That's
Yeah,
one
what I
and I
behind
have.
the
bought,
flowers. It's behind the
yeah,
flowers.
I bought that from your page. I saw it on your page, and and I thought, I was like, well, Tammy's got to know, because like, if you're using it in your kitchen and you're this like wonderful chef, I was like, it's gonna work. I know it. I don't, so I bought it, and my parents love it. And so in my next one, I'm gonna get that one, or like kind of stay in tune to see what Tammy's posting.
It's my
But
favorite.
yeah, that's what I would recommend, that one.
Yeah, the Breville Smart Oven Air, because it has large capacity. And so you guys, if you go to our Amazon page, there is a link under the show, in the show notes, and you can look at it. And I've done many, many, many videos, and I have one comparing it with the Ninja air fryer.
In the Amazon
And
Lives.
yeah, they're in the Amazon Lives and also on YouTube. We also put that on YouTube as well. And I've never had the bucket style like the one that you were showing, but I know tons of people that have different brands, and they all work very similar, and people really like those too. They just don't have as large of a capacity as the Breville Smart Oven Air. So we like that we can use that for multiple different things as well. So, and then did you season the potatoes before you air fried them?
Nope, just 100% plain.
Yeah. And because you have all that deliciousness in the sauce that you create. So they don't need anything
Oh,
more than
Dylan
that.
showed up. Chef Yin is here.
Oh, we have lots of people. Nice.
Yay!
Hi,
All of our
Rochelle.
friends are here.
Yeah, so she has a question. She said that her friend Rochelle Yin says, my friends were raving about this new vegan ice cream in town, and I asked them, aren't you worried about the artificial coloring, oils, preservatives, and additives? The answer was, we don't eat it every day. What do you all think? Thank you. So an ice cream that has artificial coloring, oils, and preservatives and additives.
Hard no, solid no, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's easy.
If you only eat a little bit of poison, then you will only be a little bit sick. So if you're okay with being a little bit sick, then you can have a little poison. But that is a choice. So she had another follow-up question there too. I think.
No, that was it. What do you all think?
Okay. All right. And I apologize. Did you guys answer Kim's about does Rachel cook the potatoes prior? So you did that one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't. I missed that. Do you cook the potatoes somehow before you air fry them, or are you air frying them from raw?
Air fry from raw, 20 minutes, 400, not 450, 20 minutes, 400, and then 10 minutes, I shake them and put them back in. I kind of want to jump back to Chef Yin's question about the suspiciousness in the food, in the ice cream a little bit. I almost feel like, I definitely feel like I'm open to eating extra dates or extra nut butter. I mean, and to me, that could be like indulging a bit, but like hearing artificial and like dye and all of that, it doesn't sound like pleasure. It sounds like danger. Sounds dangerous.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's a really good perspective. And the thing is, things like that really hijack your brain and make you want them even more because of all that artificial substance that's in there. And the bliss point, they've probably figured out how to make it have this really big blast bliss point that's going to make you want it more and more. And because we can make something that's delicious at home, why wouldn't you just make something delicious at home? So I think it's Dr. Greger. I don't have his book in front of me, but there's a quote that he says that every time we eat is a missed opportunity to have eaten something healthier. And so, it's
And
like,
don't eat garbage.
right, right. So rather than eating something that's unhealthy like that, again, we want to love ourselves enough that we'll treat ourselves kindly and treat our body with
Yeah,
kindness.
another thing on unknown ingredients that you were describing, or that someone was putting in the chat recently. Dr. Greger even made a comment about it. There was some kind of artificial sweetener that is a study just came out.
Erythritol.
Yeah, say it again.
I can't say
Oh,
it right.
Erythritol. And so that just came out that, well, we're really not sure if this stuff is really completely safe. So, and Dr. Greger says that let's take a break from that stuff because now we don't know. And then again, the thing of tricking the brain with artificial sweeteners and just the severe reaction that one gets when like pure
too much
sugar or whatever
too
like
much
gets on
sugar.
your tongue. It's powerful stuff. So no, we don't we use zero of that stuff for the food that goes in our mouth.
Yeah.
So
So get a Ninja Creamy or get a Vitamix or you can even make delicious nice cream in a food processor. So lots of different ways that you can have a wonderful
and
sweet
the
frozen
plant-based
treat.
nice cream or ice cream recipes out there are amazing. The flavors are just off the chart. They're wonderful. As whole food plant-based ice cream makers, we are not missing anything.
That's right.
That's another question.
So, well, Ross Shefian followed up and said, thank you. I need more friends here in Malaysia who think like you all. I cringed when I saw them talk about the ice cream, but no one else in that vegan and vegetarian group felt the same way as her. So, well, you just need to move to the US and be closer to us. And
I'll take a vacation to Malaysia. I'll see
there
you
you
guys
go.
there. I got nothing going on.
Has her life to live.
Yeah, Rachel says she'll come visit you. Stephanie has a question, which is great. She says, did Rachel have a situation or a diagnosis that led her to whole food plant-based? And how long has she been whole food plant-based? And does she eat SOS free?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I had a situation. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is an inflammatory autoimmune degenerative disease, where the immune system attacks itself, the myelin sheath. And so, after that, one, I was scared to death. And then all the studies pointed for proper cellular regeneration and longevity and living well, right? It is a degenerative disease in nature. But the science shows that a whole food plant-based oil-free diet that's low in saturated fat, even though I'm the tahini queenie and I gotta cool it, we already know, that a low saturated fat diet is the optimal diet for this. Rich in omegas and fibers and dark leafy greens. We want to eat the foods that are the least inflammatory that do not cause advanced glycemic end products, which are like, so back to this story. So I was diagnosed with MS and then I went on a whole food plant-based diet. And I've been feeling, I'm 4 years into the diagnosis, and with MS, there's a lot of factors. There's this, your sleep, your stress. That'll do it. The stress will do it. Try running a whole business by yourself. That'll do it. The sleep. You got to move your body every day. You got to eat well. Who your friends are. I don't know if there was more to the question, but
well, I think you pretty much answered it. Because
okay.
that was 4 years ago. Can you talk about how debilitating it was in the beginning and then the transformation that you had once you did go whole food plant-based?
Yeah. So when I was first diagnosed, I was eating the standard American diet. I had no idea. I first started getting, my hearing was disrupted, and I was like, well, that's weird. So I started going to an ear doctor, and then I started my balance was off. So again, the ear doctor, and then so my balance, my hearing, and then I was really tired. Like I remember just laying in the middle of the city in Detroit where I live on the grass. I remember just thinking like, I can't hang out with anybody. I'm so tired. The fatigue. And then one day when I was at work, I was a math teacher, a middle school math teacher for 8 years. And I'm going up the stairs and I'm carrying my lunchbox. And I think, I can't even walk down the stairs and carry this lunchbox. And at the time, I'm 28 years old and these kids are all over. And I look like I could be carrying a lunchbox. And and I'm just thinking like, there's no way I'll make it through the day. So then I went to the emergency or the urgent care, and they said you have MS and and it got worse in that time. So I went to the hospital for like a week. My mom had to put my clothes on. I lost strength in the whole right side of my body. I wasn't running, wasn't an option. Um, it got pretty bad. Like I said, my mom had to dress me, and then I couldn't hold. I was, I think they call it incontinent. Is that like when you, yep, I couldn't hold my urine. It was pretty rough. And then as I started to, and this is the thing about this process, and it does not just happen quickly. It doesn't happen overnight. It's the persistence and the willingness, because MS, it's not just all uphill. You stress too much, your body's all weird. You don't sleep well, your body's peculiar, and it's like you have to have these right thoughts and trust that if you continue to work through this, that you will get better. And the plant-based has helped me, but it's got to be done responsibly, right? So you can't just eat dates and say, like I did when I first started, and say, oh, I'm plant-based. You have to make sure you have the iron. You have to make sure you have the greens, the proper nutrition. But it's been really good.
As healthy as you can be. TS wants to know if your doctor was on board with you when you went plant-based. Did you share it with your doctor who was treating you for MS?
Yeah, I shared it, and what they recommended was, well, what you really need to eat is the Mediterranean diet. And I'm like, no, that's what I've been eating my whole. I'm like, no, I don't. But most, the physicians, the doctors, they're skeptical because what they really want is for you to get on a medication because they're doctors of medicine, right? And there's such a beautiful place for medication, especially for diseases that are powerful, really powerful, right? And some medication is necessary, but they're doctors of medicine. So they say, yeah, eat healthy. And I show up, I'm like, look at this Dr. Greger book. Hi. And he's like, yeah, eat healthy. I'm like, okay. So that's kind of the.
Right. Isn't that interesting? But okay, so you went from having to have your mom help you get dressed and undressed to being a self-sufficient adult again. What did the doctors contribute that to?
I'm not sure. It's not something discussed really. It's more like it's not addressed.
They just didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Can you put me on split screen? Put me on split screen. Isn't it? It's just so interesting. I mean, it's so interesting that they kind of just ignore it. They think, oh, yeah, well, she's an anomaly. This doesn't usually happen, but this girl got lucky or whatever they might think. It's just so interesting. The fact that I like what you said, that they are doctors of medicine and that's how they've been trained in med school. And, they've learned what medications and what the protocols are. And unfortunately, the correlation between diet and disease just isn't totally there for them. And so bravo to you for being your own advocate, doing your own research, and deciding this is what you needed to do. And it's so interesting that they said, you need to do the Mediterranean diet. And you're like, that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
That's what I was eating,
Yeah.
And so even though that was probably much healthier than the standard American diet, you still needed to have some tweaks in there, get rid of the oil and some different things that you had to do. And then look at the difference that it's made for you. It's just remarkable. Did you have
Yeah.
to
And
give
I'm
up teaching?
teaching.
Yeah. Did you have to give it up because of your MS?
I decided to give it up because I had like different dreams to follow. My MS woke me up, really. What this disease did to me, like when you get your walking taken from under you, right? And I had to work really hard to teach myself how to walk again. It's like I go physical therapy and all of, so once you get these things that you've taken for granted just ripped from under you, it's almost like I just want to live the biggest life that I can be and do the biggest, and I want to help people in this way. So I decided to leave teaching after 8 years, 8 years and a master's degree. And I was a teacher leader, and so I'm telling you all this because you can also follow your dreams. Disease, no disease, one life, do it, you know?
Yeah, I love that. That's why I bet you're an awesome coach.
Thank you. Yeah, I really love what I do. I love it a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
that's wonderful. Well, it shows,
Brittany says
Rachel.
she's retiring soon.
Yeah, Brittany Giroudi from the Giroudi family. You probably know who she is as well, and she was in the bundle with us. And she's going to retire from teaching too, and do this work full time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's very exciting. We're very excited for her. So people are talking. Somebody wants to know, Kim wants to know, did you find a plant-based doctor here in Detroit? She apparently is also in Detroit. Were you able to find a plant-based doctor locally?
Yeah, I have two that I work with. I have a neurologist who is not plant-based, but she's very supportive and she's like a kind of like a grandma figure or like a nice older aunt. So I really like the relationship is really lovely. But I have two plant-based doctors and I found them on plantbaseddocs.com. Should I say what their names are or I don't?
Sure.
Okay. One is a functional medicine doctor. Her name is um, Dr. Margaret Elizabeth Swinor, and she's done things with the PPOD. I I, I want to say she has, or I'm mixing it up, but she does a lot of speaking around plant-based nutrition. So Dr. Margaret Elizabeth Swinor, she's a functional medicine doctor, really wonderful. And then Arthi Chanaranda, and she's out of Troy, Michigan, and she's a physician. She's a plant-based primary care physician, and she's supportive of what I do. And then those are my two plant-based docs that I know that I go to.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, and Mary Jo had a question. She says, forgive me if you answered this, but were you plant-based before your MS diagnosis?
No, I drank a lot of alcohol and I ate a lot of standard American diet and Mediterranean food, a lot of meat, lots and lots and lots and lots of meat, lots, too much, way too much.
And now you look back on that and think, like, how did I do that? Wow, it's so crazy.
Big City Bookworm has a nice observation down at the bottom of the chat feed.
Big City Bookworm says Rachel is most definitely not retired from teaching. She's just teaching a different subject matter.
Yes, exactly. I love that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And SW says, I love Rachel's attitude. So upbeat. Very nice. I have to agree. Wendy says, she looks great. So lots of wonderful positive love happening in the chat. And they're also talking a little bit, Rachel, about the National Health Association conference. Tom and I are going to it, and quite a few people are going to be attending it, and it's in Ohio in June. Any chance that you might be going to the National Health Association conference?
I've thought about it. Part of me feels like I might need to go there if you're all going there.
We
I've looked
are.
at it. I've looked at it and right? It would, why wouldn't I take myself like this? So here's an example of treating yourself, right? Right? So like doing this would be me to take myself there. That is how I could treat myself, to be with, meet a bunch of friends, and eat really good food that whole weekend. So I
Yeah.
haven't committed, but you guys are like planting the seed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brittany did mention that because we're getting close, that it's getting pretty full. So if you're
Oh,
seriously considering it, then consider it seriously soon.
okay, okay.
Because there's a limit to how many people that they can put in the room. And if I understood correctly, it's not sold out now,
But
but
it's getting close.
it's starting to get close. So
Yeah.
so
So
can't expect it to sell out by the time we get into what, it's March 1st, March, April, May.
it's in
Yeah.
June. And
Yeah.
so it's nice if you can, this will be our first time going, but we know lots and lots of people that go to it every year. And they all tell us that it's like the best plant-based conference that they attend. And so it starts on Friday. They have some activities, but a lot of people like to fly in on Thursday, and they'll have a little something presentation Thursday night for us. And then there is a hike on Friday. And I think there's also going to be a tour offered for the Vitamix company as well this year, because Vitamix is there and they help sponsor the conference. And so, so do consider flying in on Thursday, if at all possible, or driving if you're driving. And it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely consider it and look at my calendar. It's so close to me too,
Yeah,
like
it's
in
very
Detroit.
close. And so it'd be really wonderful, because there'll be so many of us from the plant-based community that will be there, that, it'd be so much fun to get to meet you in person and hang out.
Yeah, I'm gonna look more into it. What an opportunity. I heard about it a little bit from one plant-based friend, Brittany
Yeah.
Giroudi, and then now I'm hearing it again. So this is the second time it's coming in. So now the seeds are, now I'm gonna look it up online and then see the dates, and yeah, so I'll
Okay.
keep it in mind.
Dylan
I
will be
love
there
that.
too. You know
Yeah.
Dylan?
Yeah. So Reeves and Dylan from Well Your World, they're also going to be there. He's on the board, and Brittany is also on the board with the NHA, and they'll be doing cooking demonstrations. And Tom and I are going to be doing a cooking demonstration as well. And so yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go. That sounds fun. I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna
Okay.
check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you decide to go, email me and let me know that you're going.
Yeah, I will for
And then
sure.
that way we'll make sure that we get to meet up and have some fun. That'll just
Yeah.
be great. And anybody watching who wants to come to the NHA conference, please feel free to join us there. So all of the amazing speakers that you guys love are going to be there. I don't have the magazine in front of me. It's on my desk in that file to the left of my second screen. But it'll be amazing speakers and just wonderful activities, and people love the food, because the food is all whole food, plant-based, and SOS free. And you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to cook. You don't have to
So
do
nice.
dishes. You don't have to grocery shop. For me, one of the biggest treats is to not have to do my own cooking, because that's what we do all the time. So to be able to go someplace and have that done for us it's like such a treat to
Right.
have
It
healthy
really
food.
is.
Yeah. And Sherry is also reminding me that it's the 75th NHA conference. So they're planning some special things because it's the big 75th celebration. So very exciting. I think Tom couldn't find my magazine. So anyway, anything else that you would like to share with everybody? You do coaching. Let's talk. You couldn't find the magazine. It's standing up. It's upright.
I have found all kinds of, you have a whole library of them. They're all 2022. So
all those you
you
couldn't
went
find
off with the 2023 ones.
Look and see if it's over there. Just
I
in
was
case.
misdirected.
So I misdirected him. So tell us about how, if people are interested in coaching, how would they contact you and how does it work? Do you do a consultation? How does that work?
Yeah, so I do a complimentary coaching consultation so we can get a feel where we identify together the 6 aspects of lifestyle: sleep, substance intake, social connection, stress, nutrition, and physical movement. And we pick these 6. I pick these 6 because it's proven through science that this is going to optimize the quality of your life, your cellular function, longevity. So we do this free consultation, and you can email me or you can just message me directly on Facebook or Instagram. You can go to my website, racheldetroit.com, and it says, type your name for a consultation. And we do that, and I coach folks for 6 months or 1 year. I'm in a transition phase of package sizes. I've done both. Kind of depends on what people need, and we just grow. And a lot of people, what they think, it's really funny, they think they come to me for nutrition and physical movement because I'm certified in nutrition and personal training. And what they leave with is like this newfound self-love and how to take care of themselves and how to grow up and how to optimize. My line is create the life you want. And so that's what we work towards, is how can you create this life you want through health.
I love that. That's wonderful. Okay, Tom's going to put on the screen for us
Cool.
the 2023 NHA conference. It shows backwards for me on my screen, but I'm sure it's going the right direction for everybody else.
It prints too fine. There's some recognizable faces on that lineup there. So it's a full crew of
Dr. Campbell, Dr. Furman, I can see Dr. Esser, Dr. Sabatino, Dr. Goldhammer, lots of wonderful people that we all know and love. So it's going to be awesome.
JP on health and fitness is there. So
Tiffany says the NHA conference is the best. And lots of positive things. Jesse's saying a lot of people would like to meet you there, Rachel, if you go, and lots of positive comments. So that's awesome. So one question I have for you is is all of your coaching, is it all one-on-one, or do you do any group coaching as well?
Currently, I'm offering one-on-one, and that's where I start. And then in due course, as I progress in this field, I'm sure we're only getting bigger from here, following the dreams. So I'm sure group coaching will come up soon.
Yeah, wonderful. All right. Well, I'm going to be respectful of your time. We've been on for an hour. This has been amazing. We're all excited about those potato recipes. And so we will check out your Facebook page later today for those recipes. And I just want to thank you so much for being so open and sharing. And you're just a beautiful spirit, and you bring so much to the plant-based community. And we're just so grateful to have young people in here with us spreading the word. And I think it's just wonderful that, you discovered what a plant-based lifestyle could do for you and how it changed the trajectory of your life. It's just so amazing.
It really did. Thank you so much for having me on your show and hanging out with me and chatting. It's really my pleasure. So fun.
Yeah, well, I love it as well, and we'll do it again, okay?
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rachel. And I want to thank our moderators. We had Jesse, Tiffany, and Randy all here today, and we don't always get all 3 of them. And so that is very exciting. So we want to thank you guys for hopping in there too. And just a couple things that I want to touch on and remind you about. One, if you didn't get the bundle, our batch cooking course is available, and we have put it on discount, 25% off with code BATCH25. And so you would just go to the blog, click on courses, and that takes you to the page where our courses are available, and click on the batch cooking with
There's
Tami
links in the show notes.
course. And Tom has a link in the show notes for you as well. And I want to tell you that next Tuesday, I will be on the Goodself app, and I have been doing a morning, it's kind of like a podcast because it's audio only, with my friend Sia, but she can't join me next Tuesday. And so I have invited Dr. Stephanie Peacock to enjoy me. And she's a wonderful doctor who's really interested in gut health and getting environmental toxins out of our life. And so we're going to have a good talk about the plants that we can eat that are going to be good for our gut. And who knows where that might go. And so that's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. You do have to download the free Goodself app. So you can either go to Google Play or to your app store and get that for free. Follow me, and that way you'll get a notification when I go live at 9 a.m. on Tuesday with Dr. Stephanie Peacock. And we're doing that every Tuesday morning. Currently, there is not a replay. They don't have that available, but they are working on the technology for that. So hopefully in about a month, we will be able to record those and have a replay of them on the app. And then also I wanted to let you know, I just got an order from Wellbeing. And if you are followers of us, you know we love Wellbeing bars. And these are so delicious. An order just came for us yesterday, and they have a new flavor. So what is special about these is that they are made with legumes. So this one happens to be the sunflower fig bar. It's one of my favorites, and it has dates and pinto beans and sunflower seeds and organic figs in it. And there's no salt, no oil, and no sugar. And there's half a serving of legumes in these, and they are delicious. People ask me, are they sweet? They're not as sweet as Larabars, and I can't eat the Larabars because the Larabars are too sweet for me, but I love these. And this one is the almond fudge brownie, and this is one of my favorites because I love chocolate, as you guys well know. And this one is super delicious. Our grandkids love the peanut butter crunch. They don't like the other flavors. The other flavors are not sweet enough for them, but they love the peanut butter crunch ones. Tom likes the chocolate chip walnut. And then this new one, I got a box of these new ones, and they're superfood ones. And oh my gosh, this could be right up there with the almond brownie one. It's so delicious. Black beans, lentils, pumpkin seeds, organic cocoa powder, goji berries, vanilla bean, and dates. And this is delicious. So these are bean-based. They're absolutely incredible. So when we get them, they're made by two friends that decided to start making them over in Morro Bay, California. And they have excellent customer service. And if you want to try them, go to wellbeing.life. That is their website.
Yeah, links are in the description.
And Tom has links in the description. And then use code nutmeg10. Nutmeg is capped, nutmeg10, and you'll get 10% off your order. And we love these. We take these with us when we travel. We have taken them to Greece. We've taken them to Germany, Alaska, road trips, hikes, bike rides, car day trips, whatever we're doing. We take these with us. So when I get my box, I put them in the freezer just to extend their shelf life. They'll have I think there's a date either on the bag itself. Yes, on the bag itself. Like I just got these yesterday, and they're good through July. So they have a pretty good long shelf life, but I go ahead and freeze them, and then we can just take them with us when we're going places. They will go through TSA. So we've taken them on cruises with us. Wherever we go, we like to pack these. And hiking.
When we're going to be taste testing the new flavor.
Here, superfood is the new flavor, not that one.
I don't know
That's
if I've
peanut-
ever tasted peanut butter crunch.
Yes, you have. That's the one that the kids like. And I got you a box, and I actually
Oh.
set a box on the staircase for you to take up for your office.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I don't have much access to peanut butter crunch, so I wondered if maybe I need
I
to
gave
taste
you a
test it.
whole box. I
Okay.
gave you a whole box.
It's a good day
So,
here in the Nutmeg Notebook kitchen.
The new superfood one is
Black
really,
beans, lentils, fruits and seeds.
it's really delicious. It's slightly chocolate, but not overpowering chocolate. And I like that they're not super sweet, because we're not used to eating like really sweet stuff. And so they're just like perfect. And so travel time is coming up, and before we know it, there will be spring break, and people will be looking for things that they can take with them.
I did drop the link in the chat
Oh,
there
Tom
too.
put the link in the chat too. Jesse says Caroline and Patty, the women behind Wellbeing, are really special, and they are. They're lovely
Yeah, if you
ladies.
do a YouTube search for Nutmeg Notebook well-being, their video will come up, because we did an interview. We did a couple of interviews. We did one with the two of them, and then we did another not being related interview with another one of the
Right.
ladies. So,
Right. And just a few weeks ago, I was talking to a cardiologist, and he was like, and he's fairly new to plant-based. And he was like, what do you do for, like, if you go for a bike ride or something like that? He's like, I'm so used to like having a bar with me to refuel with. And I said, well, one thing you can do is you can take a baked sweet potato with you, but if you're on a bike, you probably don't have room to put that in your, pocket of your bike shirt, but get some of these. And he was like, that will do, because he'd been
did
looking.
you have one to show him in your purse? Or?
Yeah, I had brought some to
For
that
Sean,
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so these are really perfect, because they are well balanced, and they're not going to upset your system.
Yeah.
It's all food that we normally would eat anyway. So
Okay.
anyway, I just wanted to remind people of that. Get them ordered now so that you'll have them before your trips start coming up. And they also do have them where they come in little squares in a bag. We don't get those, because once we open that bag, it's like open season.
Yeah, single serving here
Yeah.
works.
So much better.
Yeah, the bag of nuggets or whatever
They call them
those,
nuggets.
Yeah, those were
Those are dangerous for us. Other people might be able to do it. Randy says banana oat muffins. Yeah. So we also make the quinoa banana oat muffins, and I will freeze those before we leave on our trip. And then we will take those with us. And those will go through TSA. You can pack them in your suitcase if you don't want them in your carry-on. I usually take a couple for us in the carry-on, and then the rest go in our checked luggage. And we've taken those everywhere with us. We took them when we went to Greece. It's cooked food, so they let it in. It's not like fruits and vegetables. You're allowed to take them in, and those come in really, really handy. So Stephanie says, do you both enjoy them? And would it be okay to have one a day for work for your lunchbox?
not everyday snack.
No, we don't-
necessarily. When we're
yeah.
traveling,
We don't eat
Yeah.
them. We don't eat them every day. We have them like, if we're going to be gone for the whole day, then we might grab a couple of these and, take them with us if we're going to go hiking or do something like that. So we don't eat them daily. We save them for situations, I guess I want
yeah,
to
if our
say.
schedule's going to be like, if I'm not, not a situation where I'm home making my dump soup, vegetable soup, and chopping my evening salad and having my morning oat breakfast, if we're out in the world doing something, then these are a good fallback when your environment is variable. How
Yeah,
about
they're
that?
not exactly low calorie
Yeah,
density.
this one's 220.
Yeah, they're usually between 210 calories and 220, about 8 grams of fat. and 16 grams of sugar, and that's not added sugar, that is the sugar that's in them, but that's because of the dates.
But if you're hiking or biking, this is the kind of thing you would eat so you don't bonk.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So for us, if we're home, we're gonna eat our regular foods and not these, but we save these for food for other circumstances when we're gonna be away from home, except for our grandkids. If they want, you know, the peanut butter crunch bar, like we'll take these with us to the park when we take them to the park so that they can have
Give them each a little
that.
square. Yeah.
And yeah, well, now they're back to making them in full bars. For a while there, they were making them in 3
Oh.
pieces, but they decided that was too much labor. So now they're making them full bars
That's how I
again.
used to ration myself.
I know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, but you can get the bags of nuggets, but just know that we have found those to be dangerous. Once we open it, it's like so easy to reach in and not have portion control.
Yeah.
Where this, at least it's portion
Okay. All right. We better
control.
sign
And
off,
if you
miss.
warm them up, then it's like they were just baked. 10 seconds in the microwave, and you can break them up and put them over your nice cream. Lots of different things that you can do if you choose.
If you want to shoot
So-
that recipe, we need to sign off.
And Randy says peanut butter crunch is her favorite.
Mike can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the grandkids, that's their favorite. But you know me, I like to go for the
And I have
chocolate
my very
ones.
own stash now, which I will use wisely and judiciously.
I gave you 2 boxes to take up
Okay.
and put in the office.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, she said, Randy says the bags are dangerous. I usually eat the whole bag. That's the problem with the bags. I told Caroline, I said, I cannot order the bags anymore because those are dangerous. I think, you know, I'm only going to take out 2 pieces and then, you know, back to the bag.
Okay.
So, okay, that's it. Thank you, ladies, for moderating today. We appreciate you being here. Rachel is lovely. I was so glad that we could share her with you again.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Absolutely. We're glad that you could be with us today, and we will be back next week and looking forward to it. So I'm Tami,
And I'm Tom.
and we help you
Get healthy.
and stay healthy
One
meal
meal
at
at
a
a time.
time.
I didn't know if you were going to say bean bars.
Well, we could say one well-being bar at a
Yeah,
time.
but that would insinuate we're eating them all the time.
No,
So,
we're not.
Is
These
this
are
like a live,
special
is this like a
occasions.
live outtake right now?
I think it kind of is.
Okay.
We've been a little punchy this afternoon.
Show's over. We got to go. See
Bye.
you later. Bye.